I am back today with a video that is long overdue, a full overview of the Smith & Wesson Shield Plus. This is the latest iteration of the Shield, and the Shield, the traditional basic model 9mm, was actually my 9mm compact carry gun for the longest time. It was overtaken by the SIG P365 XL, and the Shield Plus really competes with the new SIG P365 XL. The Shield Plus features a half stack mag, or a stack and a half, or somewhere in between, not a double, not a single stack. And this one has a 10+1 round capacity, making it a few more rounds than the standard Shield and really competing with those 365s. Now, the 365 XL has been my new carry gun for the longest time. It's been functioning great. I love the way it shoots and handles, but there was always something about the ergonomics of the Shield that were really hard to beat. With the introduction of the Shield Plus, with those added rounds, flat face trigger, updated serrations, and overall performance, this thing is now back into the carry rotation after about 400 to 500 rounds to prove it out. I picked this one up from Beltway Gun & Pawn, located in Matthews, North Carolina. These guys helped me out by giving me a store credit once a month, and my store credit went to this gun. I'm super glad to get it out to the channel. Also, if you head over to Beltway Gun & Pawn in Matthews, North Carolina, you tell them 704 Tactical sent you over, and you'll get 10% off of anything in their shop. Don't forget to ask them. If you have any problems with it, just talk to one of the managers. They all know what's up about that code. So this guy is back into the carry rotation. And why is that? Well, one, it's insanely reliable. This Shield, as well as all of the other Smith & Wesson M&P Shields, have been very reliable down at the range with no issues whatsoever. The next thing is because it's just nice to shoot. When you pick up a Shield and you take it down to the range, it's incredibly ergonomic, and the recoil impulse is very minimal, especially for a compact design. The recoil impulse is comparable to a full-size 9mm handgun, and you get a good grip on this. The other reason why it's back into the carry rotation is the 10+1 round capacity and the overall performance down at the range. Again, 100% functional with both full metal jacket and hollow point ammunition. No issues whatsoever. I also have a ton of different holsters, and the compatibility is the same for this as the other Shields, so you can continue to use those same holsters or find some very affordable ones online. I'll try to put some Amazon links to some high-value holsters. I think this one was like $17 or $20, and it works out great. Has a slight cant to it, perfect for appendix carry or 3 o'clock positions. Just works out incredibly well when it comes to carrying the gun. It's very slim, compact, easy to use, yet again, very nimble and functional down at the range, especially with its ergonomics. Now, the texturing on this guy feels a little bit like sandpaper or grip tape that you would find on a skateboard. I have found this a little bit annoying on the side when you're carrying this. Now, what I've done is I always just tuck an undershirt in, and that really resolves a lot of the issues, but there's a few other things you can do to mitigate that, but it helps out when you grip the gun, especially if your hands are wet. I love the cocking serrations on this handgun. They even have a small amount on the front if you wanted to do press checks. The sights are fairly adequate, and you can swap those out with whatever you need. This model features a safety, and for me, in my current situation with younger kids in the house, you know, for me, I don't personally need a safety, but when kids are climbing all over you and you're carrying a gun, or they happen to just reach in your pockets to get candy or something at church, you know, it's like, I always like having that secondary feature of a safety, and the safety on this one is very minimal, but it's very easy to swipe off and engage your target and put on. So when you draw it, I just naturally go and flip it off, engage the target, and you're good to go. But the safety is optional. You can buy it with or without a safety, and if you get one with a safety and you don't want to use it, it is so minimal you can just always keep it flipped off. You're not going to accidentally bump it on accident. It's a very deliberate action, and it swipes off very easily. The flat face trigger on this guy, make sure it's clear one more time, has a very smooth take-up. It hits a defined wall and has a very good break. Not the best trigger in the world, but very, very good, especially for a carry gun. Now, it's not overly light. You're not going to accidentally pull it. So it's a very good trigger. It also has the trigger safety bar built in. Again, kind of having that added safety for a carry gun. The sight radius is adequate. It's fairly long given the fact that it's a shorter gun. It's very easy to pick up your targets, engage your targets, and hit what you're aiming at. I find like I shoot this like a full-size 9mm when I'm down at the range, and now with the added capacity, it starts to feel like one of the mid-size 9mm rather than a compact 9mm, even though the footprint is almost identical to the traditional M&P 9 Shield. This has been great down at the range. I also want to give a huge shout out to Callaway Ballistics for donating the ammo to help make this video. These guys have been sending over their reman and new manufacturer 9mm, and they also have the code 704 Tactical for free shipping on ammo orders over $200. They recently went through and did price drops on pretty much everything on their website. They've got 223, 300 Blackout, some of the cleanest burning subsonic 9mm I've shot, and very efficient and clean burning subsonic 300 Blackout for those suppressed setups if you're looking for something like that. In a nutshell, I love the Shield Plus. It's back into the carry rotation along with the 365 XL. I'll probably do a head-to-head, but the fact that the Shield Plus comes in a little bit cheaper, if I just had to buy one over, and I would probably just get the Shield Plus. The 365 XL is absolutely great. I love it. I'm not knocking it at all, but for the price differences and where you can find them, the Shield Plus is just as good in my opinion. Both of them are great carry guns. Both of them function great down at the range. And if budget was a concern, I would just go with the cheaper version, which I believe is that Smith & Wesson Shield Plus over what you can find for the SIG P365 XL. Now, I will continue to carry the XL because it's proven itself well over 1,000 rounds. It also has the optics options that you can put on the XL a little bit easier than the Shield Plus. So there are definitely positives for that 365 XL. I did want to just kind of bring that up in this review since this is now in my current carry rotation. I 100% stand behind this gun. I like it. I think you will too. If you want more information in general about a lot of things, you can check out my campsite page. I've got a ton of linking over there to a wide variety of things with info, deals, different platforms you can follow me on. I recently got a channel strike. I won the appeal, which is great news, but you never know with the censorship that's going on. There's a ton of other platforms that I'm on, and I would appreciate your support over there. Also, I'm over on Patreon. In Patreon, those guys over there get daily deals constantly, so you might want to take that opportunity to hit me up over on Patreon. I know it's a little bit, $1 a month. I mean, it's definitely a pain, but that puts me behind a paywall and allows me to do a little bit more over on Patreon than I can get away with on other platforms, so definitely check me out over there. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.